Hello to YouTube Vintage Stereo Restorers. I don't know if anybody wants to guess what this is, what it was. It's a Dynaco Stereo 120A that's been taken apart, not by me. I don't know all the story on this one, but everything was pulled out of the chassis, including the transformer. Screws in a bag, some of the miscellaneous hardware. There's a little bit of work done on some of the boards, certainly not on that one. There's the odd replaced capacitor. So anyway, rather than look back, I want to look ahead on this one. The chassis tray, which is chromed, was cleaned up very nicely. There's a few pits on it, but it's been cleaned as good as it's going to be. It is quite a nice looking unit. The transformer was very corroded. They had only very thin amount of paint. So actually, I pulled this out of the box that it was in. It was all piled in there. Last night, I looked at that transformer going, well, that's what you start with. That's the first thing we're going to bolt down in the tray and test. So I actually sanded it and spray painted it with some trim-clad gloss black. It's a good place to start. I wanted to feel like I had some success already. Interesting thing about one of these, I haven't done one of these, I would say, is about 8 years. The last one I did was an early version. It had the early transistors on it. As they went along, they modded them. There's the famous tip mod. There's a power supply mod. This is a Dynaco, a Blackwood, New Jersey Dynaco, so it's the later one. So it actually has a tip 31 and tip 32 already there with the little heat, you know what I mean, heat sink, right? Transistors have been changed. Some of them have been changed. Yeah, these two are the 3773s, and these are the 571844s. I don't know what those are. So you don't have a lot of history on this one. Some are the odd resistor and capacitor. This is the power board. Has a new output transistor on. Very problematic board. Everything has to be matched. And the voltage, the little Zener diode that's on this board. Little troublemaker. If it's not exactly right at 70 volts, it really throws things out. Somebody put a new cap here. Some corrosion on this one around that heatsink. I might have just put a new transistor in there. And looking at these coils, one of the speaker output caps, so it's a capacitor coupled output on this single rail power supply. This one's been replaced. This one's a little bit newer. Instead of being the 60s, it's the 70s. This is the main one. Wow. I've got a thing. I'm going to stuff those, like pull the top off of them and stuff them with, you know, multiple capacitors. Like in the place of the 3000, I put two 2200s or two 3300s, something like that. So I'm going to start working away on this one. I'm almost going to think of it as building it from scratch. I've read over the manual and looked at the sequence, so I'm going to start with the transformer, work my way through the power section, put some new parts on this power supply board, test the voltages, then start working on the main boards, get rid of the old caps, and then replace the output caps and rewind the inductor and see what we have. When these are working and they're updated and beefed up a bit, it is a really strong power amp. Amazingly strong. Anyway, thanks for watching and listening. We'll see how it goes.